Hey girlies, I'm Jessica. And I'm Rachel, and you're listening to the Game Day Girlies. Welcome back, Game Day Girlies, to another week, another episode. Rachel, how are we feeling today?
My blood pressure has come down. I'm still unhappy. I'm still unwell, but I'm more well than I was this time last week.
Yeah, right.
Barely, though.
We had a different ending, a little bit more
Yes,
closure, slightly.
very slightly. It's one of those games where, yes, we won. Doesn't feel like a win. It does not feel like a win.
Well, I feel like the name of the game nowadays is like just win. But we will talk about all of these games and more now. We want to get into the recap. I will start with Clemson, Wake Forest. I mean, we handled business minus the first quarter. Came back, bounced back, and did 49-14. It was beautiful to see.
Yes, you guys did your thing. I had it up on my second TV, and I was like, oh, well, I'm glad somebody is taking care of business. Next up, we have South Carolina at Alabama. This game, specifically the last 2 minutes, was just sickening. Honestly, It was sick. It was the entire game. I have not seen a good speck of Alabama football since the second half of the Georgia game, and I'm exhausted.
Long ago, though. That wasn't that long ago.
It's been 8 quarters. I haven't felt something in 8 quarters. It's just, oh God, it was what it is. But we found a way to win. Thank God. I just really wish that Kalen DeBoer would put on a collared shirt and have some decorum, please. Stop with the regular
pullovers.
T-shirt. But it's not even a pullover because it's not even a quarter zip. Wait, there's no collar. It's whatever you would get like at Academy. Like, please just put on a collar.
He said tighten up. If he tightens up, maybe everything else will tighten up.
I mean, at this point, let's try it.
Something.
Let's try it.
Our next game we had was the Ohio State against Oregon, and that was quite an ending. I was obviously going for Oregon, so loved it. Oregon did win 31-32, but for Ohio State to lose in the way that they lost, it felt like, I don't know.
Very Big Ten.
Yeah, very Big Ten. like that's how you're gonna lose. Like it makes sense, but also like really, I hate that for y'all.
Yes, what a mess. Yeah, no, that game. Honestly, everything that they were also talking about with, the Oregon coach's, his name is like coming away from me now. But Oregon coach's wife, her battle with cancer on game day. I was sitting here watching it, and literally the tears were streaming down my eyes. I was like, if for nothing else, you all better win this for her.
Yeah.
And they designed the jerseys that they were her and their sons. So that was like so sweet. But yes, what a game. And it certainly lived up to the hype. So I am here for that. Our next game was number 1 Texas versus number 18 Oklahoma and the Red River rivalry. This is Quinn, yours first game back after missing 2 games with a oblique injury, and it was a slow start, but they came together. They got it together and certainly kind of got back in their groove. So it was good to see Quinn back, and Texas did their thing, winning 34-3.
Yeah.
So not even a TD for the Sooners.
I'm not surprised. Their offense has been looking lackluster this season. So, but Our next game was the late night one, Kansas State versus Colorado. And this was a really, 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 really good game. Also went to the very last second, like most of these games this week. But Kansas State did pull it out. And I said, I feel like whoever won this game will be the winner of the Pac-12. And I stand on that. I'm sad it wasn't
the
Colorado.
Big 12.
Big 12, thank you.
Same thing.
So, but so Colorado did lose 31-28 at home. But yeah, I was a little sad.
But Travis Hunter also, he
Yes.
left in the first half and did not return, along with two other players, two key players. So obviously keeping them in our thoughts and prayers. But they certainly did not have like the full strength
Full roster.
Yeah, full roster. And then our last game here, we have a special guest for our last game here, which was number 9 Ole Miss at number 13 LSU. And this was a very unplanned appearance. However, Jordan, but the love of my life is here to I guess back up his smack talk against the Jess, the bestie. So I am going to recuse myself from this conversation. I'm just going to give the facts. Ole Miss lost to LSU at home last night in Death Valley at night, 26-29 in overtime. All right, now here y'all go. Jess, maybe you set the stage. Set the stage for the smack talk.
Okay, so I feel, first of all, I want to start because I feel like our listeners might feel like this is one-sided beef. Jordan came for Clemson first.
I did. So, I'm not even going to deny it.
So I want to start. He started this beef that we have. Secondly, I won. So his comment was, "Tell Jess to keep LSU's name out her mouth." I will not keep LSU's name out my mouth. I feel like I just want to make it exciting. Keep it spicy. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I will say I haven't been on them like I have been most season or like last season. I waited for a worthy opponent. And Ole Miss was a worthy opponent. Y'all didn't get it together till the last quarter of the game to take it up. But that's all I'm going to say on that. Jordan.
Oh, man. Jess. I did come for Clemson. I did call us the real Death Valley, the real Tigers. I said all of that. I'm guilty. All that being said, I could see why you would have picked Ole Miss against us. No, defense isn't what it used to be. We've been winning. We haven't looked solid like in years past. I can get that, But you made it personal when you came for me.
Oh my!
You made
Oh my
you
God!
made it personal when you threw me in the midst. I was ducked off. I wasn't bothering nobody. I was ducked off in the cut, man. I was out of here.
You were just listening, supporting.
Since day one, man.
Oh my
No,
goodness.
you're right. This is like my internal beef with Jordan because he came for Clemson first. But your team took it this week. I will happily take my L to LSU. Y'all got it together in overtime. So maybe next time the team I pick will
maybe next
take over.
Time. And my offer still stands on that NCAA game too. If you're ready.
Okay.
If you feel like you're ready.
I need a little bit more practice. But yeah.
Oh my
It's
goodness.
been a few weeks. What you mean?
Oh my gosh. Y'all are going to literally have LSU versus Clemson on NCAA.
Yes.
This is, honestly, this is what we need. Go ahead.
Like
Y'all just need to go.
it.
Exactly. Just go ahead and just get it out. Y'all just go head to head and get it out. And that'll be the reigning champion.
We will set that up. Let me get a little bit more
do.
games in, and then we can set it up.
Okay, we're gonna live stream it for all of our listeners. Because y'all just let's go ahead and wrap it up. This is the Super Bowl of the Game Day girlies.
Once and for all. But no, it's all love, Jordan. No hate towards you, especially, or really LSU.
Oh my God. Well, thank you so much, babe, for coming in and backing up your smack talk. I hope that there are no more instances of this year, except for, obviously, there will be, because LSU will continue to play and Jess will continue to continue.
Mm-hmm.
So
I will.
That is that. I think the only other game that we would talk about this week is Florida, Tennessee, which was on upset alert for a fact, but Tennessee came out with the win in Knoxville, and we'll talk about it later, but Alabama and Tennessee play next week, and they're both going to come off of losses from last week, and then this week, tight games with unranked opponents. So,
should be a good one.
Will it? Or will it be very bad?
Bad.
It has the capacity.
Bad for who? It should be good for somebody. Somebody will win.
Somebody will win. It might be ugly in the process, but
all right. Well, that concludes our recap of last week. And I want to encourage Jordan's appearance to continue to talk smack on Smack Talk Sundays. And we will continue to respond. We love to hear what you have to say, good, bad, and the ugly. So, yeah. Moving into our topic of the week.
Yes. So this topic of the week I'm really excited about, because it's actually, I was looking back on it, and about 1 year ago, almost like to the date, was whenever the big Michigan sign stealing scandal kind of broke. And since then, there's obviously been a ton of investigative journalism that has taken place, along with a Netflix documentary called Sign Stealer. I think it's very
something like that.
It's very much like very much exactly what it sounds like about the sign stealing. And that documentary featured Connor Stallions as essentially like a part of this documentary. He is telling his story. And just to kind of give a refresher, a high level refresher, that last year, Michigan was notified of allegations of in-person advanced scouting, which essentially is sending someone or having someone go to a football game within a season to scout / steal signs during that game while in person, while you would play that opponent in that season. So it gets a little bit muddy in some cases, because you can essentially like scout for a team that you're going to play next season, for example. That does not count. If you go to a national championship game and you're going to play the national champion, in the first game of the season the next year, then so be it. Anyways, so what has come kind of the new information that has come about is that, or clarifications, is that obviously any sign stealing, and I also hate the term sign stealing, because it is stealing technically. However, it's legal, and stealing makes it feel illegal. Doesn't it? I mean, it makes it feel like it's illegal, and it is legal
to an extent.
Yes. I mean, yeah. Okay, maybe that. It just feels icky, like to say stealing. Yeah, but it's a legal thing. Anyways, so
sign borrowing. Maybe we can use that.
Yeah,
word.
I mean, it's really like analyzing. Sign analyzing.
Analytics. Sign analytics.
Yes. Okay. That sounds better to me. See? Better. Somebody needs to get on this and marketing. Somebody needs to rebrand sign steal. Anyways. So the sign stealing is legal except for not in person. Check. You cannot pay additional people outside of to go and sign steal, and you cannot record said signs while at this game. Check. Okay, these are things that we know. However, what this Netflix documentary kind of showed is that, or Connor's point of view, is that he never sent anyone to these games to sign steal. Yes, there are a ton of tickets that he purchased, and you can tell from his literal Venmo account that he purchased these tickets. However, he is noting that essentially he has a network of friends and former colleagues, whatever, in college football, and he has other friends that want to go to games, and he will buy games from said friends, whatever. This is the issue that is kind of up in the air, is that did he go or send other people to these schools with the intent to scout and steal their signs? This is something that is not resolved. This is not something that we don't know this part yet. So I think that my thing is, how do I feel about the whole allegation? And now that we know more, it's like, this man, even if this all did happen, this has been eliminated at this point with the in-helmet communication that is now available to all schools, and the signs don't have to be, the calls are not called in via sign callers or play callers on the sideline. It's coming directly into the quarterback's helmet. So can we just be done with this?
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like it is kind of dragging. What I found really interesting about the documentary, though, was that it did kind of break down all those things, but also the loopholes around it. And I thought it was funny when I watched it, they said, I just thought he'd be smarter than that. The main guy who was kind of investigating Connor, he was like, you can see it in his Venmo. He's this really intelligent guy, but I thought he'd be smarter than that to hide it better. But anyway, sending a friend to a game is not illegal, Right. So it's and then also they went into or he said, yeah, I've gotten videos from friends, but it wasn't in the intent to sign steal. And so I thought of that too. It's okay, so my friend sends me to a game, I send a video of me enjoying the vibe, and now they could be in trouble for getting video evidence of sign stealing. So it's I feel it's so complex in the sense that, one, it's not even really relevant anymore now that they've changed the way that coach to player is giving the play calling. And then two, it's just why are we still dragging it if you can't prove why he sent the person there, what they were doing there, what kind if we haven't pulled the video evidence by now to look at it and see if it looked any kind of intentional of getting coaching play calling, then let's dead it.
Yeah, I agree with you, especially with the whole I would have been smart. You would think that he's smarter than that. It's well, yeah, and if you are truly just going to get tickets for your friend, I'm gonna Venmo you. I'm not doing anything suspect,
right?
So yeah, Venmo, Zelle, how do you take it? That's how I communicate. If I was gonna buy tickets from you, Jess, I would Venmo you,
right?
I'm not gonna go to CVS and send a money order. Right? I'm trying to be incognito, exactly. So I think that this is very interesting. My only other thought about it, because we haven't really talked about this part yet, is the fact that all of the Michigan staffers, it obviously, and Coach Harbaugh bolted.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, this was a very odd to me. Only because it's it just seems a bit like a very happy coincidence.
Mm-hmm.
But they also had a stacked team that year, and so they had 8 really key players go in the first couple of rounds of the draft. So it almost was like everybody was quote unquote jumping ship.
Mm-hmm.
But it also could just be a happenstance of the times.
Yeah, I think to Jim Harbaugh, I can't speak for everybody else, but he has always been interested in going into the NFL and coaching in the NFL, and so I do find it coincidental that it's now, but also not, because you're going in after a season of winning the national championship at a collegiate level. Prior to that, they were talking about is this all he can do at the college level? And so it's
Right.
Once you've hit the pinnacle, once you've done what you needed to do, you got over that feat, it's my next step, and my the next natural step would be to go to the next level. And so him doing it as quickly as he did, could it be a coincidence to the times? Maybe. But also it's they're still disciplining coaches for other things. What hold does it have? So I've read and I want to say it was the Raiders coach. I don't know his name. I don't follow the pros that closely, but the NCAA faulted him for some recruitment violation he did when he was a college coach. And I'm like, okay, well, what hold does that have? He's not in the NCAA anymore. He's not under the collegiate anymore. So they're still disciplining, but it's that means absolutely nothing to me. I'm not there anymore. So it's kind of the same thing. I think it kind of will give the NCAA an out a little bit to still discipline all these coaches that dipped, but it holds no bearing. It's
unless they're going to come back.
Yeah, unless they come back.
Has happened. I mean,
yeah.
But yeah. But then it's who would hire Coach Harbaugh back? Because I think that he has a 2 or 3 year suspension, essentially. So you would hire somebody that can't even coach for 2 years.
So you're hiring them, or they're disciplining them basically for them to be well, you can't.
Yeah, you're blacklisting them.
Yeah, you can't come back here, but if you stay where you're at, cool, live your life. Yeah, but you can't do it here anymore. So I feel that's what the disciplinary action is kind of on the NCAA side. But I don't know, maybe everybody jumped ship because all these players were leaving. It was just the perfect season, the perfect time.
The end of the era.
Right. So I don't know.
Very true. You're right. And this could be true. Well, hopefully we won't have to find out, because hopefully Michigan, what's his name? Jimmy boy.
You stay where you're at.
Yeah, we'll stay exactly where he's at, and that'll be that.
Yeah.
So, perfect. Well, sorry, I just got distracted because our AP rankings just came out.
Yes.
So we are living it in real time.
Hot off the press.
Real time. So shall we hop right into our predictions for next week?
Yes, we shall. So first off, in the ACC, we have Virginia at number 10, Clemson holding our 10th spot. Obviously, I have Clemmy on this one. I think Clemson has a real...
Clemmy.
Yeah, Tiggs, Clemmy, Clemson, all of that. But I think we have a real opportunity to get back to the playoffs this season. They just got to hold strong. And yeah, so I have Clemson.
I also am picking Clemson. Nothing crazy here. What time is this game at?
Noon.
Good.
You know, I love a high noon. I love a high noon for the Tigers.
Oh my God. Yeah, well, I do not love a noon time because we have played at noon the last 2 weeks and have played like hot garbage. So I am glad for this next game, number 7 Alabama at number 11 Tennessee, to be at 3:30 p.m. Eastern. Not ideal, but we also don't deserve to play at night because we are not that good currently. So I'm picking Alabama. But this will be a good game, hopefully. I'm just praying that it's a good game and that we can just rise to the occasion of, when you play better opponents. Although Vanderbilt and South Carolina were good opponents. I think that this is a mental thing. When you're playing a mentally this opponent holds higher stock in your own head, then you play better. So I'm hopeful that is where we're going here.
Yeah. And I hate to admit it because, we will be playing South Carolina in the Palmetto Bowl at the end of the season. I was scared watching it. I said, all right, y'all better tighten up.
They have some good players.
They look good. Their quarterback is, now that he's back and healthy and in the swing of things, he's really good. He runs the offense very efficiently. So, yeah, can't slack there.
No, you can't. So, I'm picking Alabama. Ugh.
Yeah. I am going to pick Tennessee. This is the first time I've gone against Alabama this season, and that's actually a big feat for me, I fear. But I think they're both coming off of big losses, and I think almost losses, close wins against unranked opponents. Yes. And I feel like what's going to set it off, because they're both going into the mindset of we need to hit it hard, we need to get back, is Tennessee is at home.
Yeah.
I feel like that is really going to kind of just have them edge out a little bit over Alabama in this scenario. But, they're both coming in with a similar mindset, close wins. But, yeah, I'm going to pick Tennessee. Got to keep it interesting.
I understand. I understand.
No hard feelings.
Just keep that same energy whenever I have to pick against Clemson.
I will. You already did. You picked Miami when we did our too early to pick.
Okay, that's different. That's different. We'll see whenever, because I'm hopeful that it'll be the two of you in the ACC championship, and then I'll make my pick based
your
upon
final decision.
Exactly.
Fair.
Because I was way too early.
Too early to tell.
Exactly.
Our next game we have is number 24 Michigan going to number 22 Illinois. I think I'm actually going to pick Illinois here. Michigan, they're fine. They look fine this season. I feel like they've had I don't know. We've already said, they lost a lot of people. They're still kind of figuring out their groundings. They've been winning. Yes, it hasn't been outstanding wins. Outstanding looking wins sometimes. So I don't know, but Illinois looks pretty good, pretty steady in the Big Ten, and they're at home. I like to see them get a nice home win here. So I'm going with Illinois.
Yeah, I'm also going with Illinois. I feel also Michigan is not necessarily strong enough to have a commanding presence on the road this season. So I think that Illinois will take care of business at home. Then we have our game of the week, where ESPN Gameday will be in Austin for number 5 Georgia at number 1 Texas. Oh, this game. I'm picking Texas. though I fear that this could be Georgia's get back game.
Mm-hmm.
And it just has to be, it just so happens to be Texas. But I am picking Texas.
I'm picking Texas as well. For one of the reasons, because I said they have the whole 2-quarterback thing going on, and that's something that's, I feel like, kind of unique to compared to the other top performing teams in the SEC. But also just like Georgia has not looked like Georgia in the past, like these past couple seasons. Like they're not performing to that dominance that they have been. And I just feel like there's enough weak spots that Texas can kind of expose and capitalize on. Whereas like Texas, not that they don't have weak spots, every team has one or some. I just don't think that Georgia will be ready to capitalize or take advantage of that, especially on the road. So I am going with Texas on this one. But I do think it'll be a good game, and I do think Georgia's going to like come back for a vengeance because they're still up there to make it to the SEC championship. Like it's not, that one loss is not down and out. So they have potential to get back here.
I just wish that there was like almost like a playoff within the SEC for the championship because there's so many good teams this year. I'm like, okay, top 4.
And then y'all battle it out.
Yes. Like
so
we don't need these rivalry
game.
games. Yeah. Exactly. Just one more.
And then our last game, we're doing 5 this week, will be number 12, Notre Dame at Georgia Tech. I haven't talked about Notre Dame in a couple of weeks, and I feel like it's been time. This is a good game for them. I feel like the rest of their season, until they have USC at the end during their rivalry game, this is one of the games that I feel like that could get them either solidified in or out of the playoff running. They're kind of like teetering right there at the 12 spot right now. So a win here, I feel like kind of sets them up to enter the playoff season, and a loss kind of does the complete opposite. So this one is for all my fam. I am going for Notre Dame here. I think that they have the potential and the capability to beat Georgia Tech, but
we'll see.
We'll see.
I'm also going to pick Notre Dame. I don't know. The hard thing about this is like the rankings currently are that it's the AP poll, and so obviously it's not what the committee is necessarily, deeming as the top 12 teams currently. And I'm not going to get into it too much, but I fear that Notre Dame's probably ranked a little bit too high currently. I fear that that's the case. However, we shall see. But I do think I'm going to pick Notre Dame, and I'm sure it'll be turned up here in Atlanta since they're playing at Georgia Tech. So
yeah,
I'll be
and my
staying
dad
out the
will
streets.
be at that game, so I'm so excited for him. He gets to see
Oh,
his fighting Irish. I hope they fight for another day for him. Fight another day.
I'm extra going for them this week because Dad will be in the flesh.
In the flesh. I love that for him. I really do.
I'm so excited for him.
Oh, but after a crazy, crazy week of football, Rachel, you made it out to an undefeated record.
Oh my God, I can't believe it. I mean,
I'm so happy for you.
There's a couple of them out there that were they were praying on my downfall.
Could have gone the other way, but you
made
it.
I mean,
6-0.
My 2, your 2 that those were the 2 that were on the edge.
Yeah. So I did. Gutted. But I went 4-2. I felt like those were good losses though. So I'm okay with that. So our overall records, we're sitting at Rachel 27-5, and I'm at 20-12.
Wow. I just can't believe that we picked these many games.
I know. We got to go back to 4. I need a break
I
after
know.
this week. I don't know. Next week is crazy too.
Yeah, we're in the home stretch.
I know.
What a time. I feel like I say that every week, but I'm literally just like, as the season continues on, it's just so much more fun. But also, lastly, as usual, always go and vote in our polls on Saturdays and make your picks. And then also, if you did not check out our stories, we do have a new coupon code for you guys from the Gameday Couture, which has some of the cutest NCAA and NFL team apparel, all licensed, and it's like just the cutest stuff. So use the code TheGameDayGirlies for 15% off, and please tag us because I just made a big purchase, so I'll be getting a haul here soon. So I can't wait to see what you guys got.
Yes, and continue if you get our merch to tag us. We want to see you in it. We want to repost you. We love it. We love it. So we want to see our merch, the Gameday Couture's merch, all the love.
Yes,
everybody,
all the football. All right, girlies. Well, thank you again for spending another week with us, and we will see you guys next week. All right. Bye, Game Day girlies.